All right, when we talked before, there was a famine in Egypt, and there was a famine in Canaan as well. Canaan is where Joseph and his family were from. And so his father Jacob sent 10 of his sons down to Egypt to buy food. He did not send Benjamin, his youngest son, because he was afraid harm would come to him. So his brothers went down and they bowed down in front of Joseph. And Joseph recognized them, but they didn't recognize him. And Joseph remembered the dream he had had where his brothers bowed down to him. And he accused them of being spies, but they denied it. They insisted they were just there to buy food. But Joseph had him thrown in jail for 3 days, and he said, look, leave one brother here, and you go back and get your youngest brother, and then I'll know you're telling me the truth. And so Joseph pulled back Simeon and had him bound in front of them. And then the brothers went back to their father and told him everything. And Jacob was so upset. And he said, first Joseph's gone, now Simeon's gone, and you want to take Jacob too? And Reuben begged his father to let him be responsible for Benjamin's safety, but Jacob wouldn't let him do this. And so the famine was severe, and when the family ran out of food, Jacob told the sons to go back down to Egypt. And Judah reminded him that the man who sold them food said they wouldn't see him again unless they brought their youngest brother. And so Jacob was reluctant, but he eventually acquiesced, and he told the boys to take gifts and double the silver and Benjamin and go back and get food. And he asked God to have mercy on them. Well, when they came back to Egypt and Joseph saw Benjamin, he told his house steward to prepare a meal for them to have at noon. And when Joseph came home, the brothers gave him their gifts, and they bowed down to him. And he asked about their father, and they told him he was well. And he asked if Benjamin was their youngest son, and they said yes. And Joseph got emotional because this was his blood brother. Joseph and Benjamin were the only sons of Rachel, and he had not seen him in a long time. So he wept. He had to leave and cry for a little bit, and then he came back. He composed himself, and they had a feast, and Benjamin was served 5 times more than the other brothers. Well, then Joseph told his servant to fill their bags with food and to return their silver in the mouth of their bags. And then he told the servant to put Joseph's silver cup in Benjamin's bag. And the brothers headed off back home. And then Joseph said to his servant, go after them. And when you catch up with them, say to them, why have you repaid good with evil? This is my master's cup that he uses for drinking and for divination. Why have you done this wicked thing? So the servant did as Joseph said, and he caught up with the brothers, and he told them what Joseph said. And the brothers couldn't understand, and they said, look, we brought silver the first time we came down to buy food, and it was returned to us. And then we brought gifts, and we came down the second time and brought more silver to buy food. Why would we want to steal silver? And the servant said, well, look, let me look in your bags, and whoever has the cup in their bag will stay here as a slave, and the rest of you can go back blameless. So they lowered their bags, and of course the cup was found in Benjamin's bag. And the brothers tore their clothes in anguish because they had promised their father that they would look after Benjamin and keep him safe. And So Judah spoke up and said, "Look, we will come back. All of us will come back and serve as slaves for this crime." And Joseph said, "No, I only want Benjamin. You all can go back to your father." And Judah pulled him to the side and said, and told him about Rachel and the fact that she had only had 2 sons, and the first son was gone, and then if Benjamin didn't come back, that it would send their father to his grave. And so Joseph couldn't take it anymore, and he just lost it, and he just started crying really loud, and he told them who he was, and he asked if his father was alive, and they couldn't answer him. They were terrified that he was alive and standing in front of them. And he told them not to be afraid, that he was sent to Egypt ahead of them to preserve a remnant on earth and to save their lives. And that they didn't send him to Egypt, that God had sent them to Egypt, him to Egypt. So Joseph ordered them to go back home and bring back all of their go back home, tell Jacob that he's alive, Joseph is alive, and bring back the whole family, all their flocks and herds, and come back to Egypt, because there were 5 more years of famine left. He planned for them to live in Goshen. And when Pharaoh heard about all of this, he had carts sent back with the brothers so that the family could return in those carts. And then when they got home and they learned, and Jacob learned that Joseph was alive, he was thrilled, and he believed, and he was eager to come down and see him. All right, that's the end of this one. I'll see you next time. God bless you.